So where are you right now? You think you're in a globe spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. That globe is spinning around the sun at 60,000 plus miles an hour. That solar system is flying sideways through the galaxy at 500,000 miles an hour, and that galaxy is going through the rest of the universe at millions of miles an hour, and you feel nothing. In reality, you are actually in a giant planetarium slash terrarium slash soundstage slash Hollywood backlot that is so big that you and everyone you know and everyone you've ever known never figured it out.
At 17,000 miles an hour, the second stage leaves the abandoned first stage far behind as it soars 5,000 miles downrange. The curvature of the Earth is plainly visible.
I have a beautiful view of the S4B and the Earth here all in one. I'll try to get a picture for you.
Our planet is beautiful. It's not really a planet. It's a great big plane.
A strange message. The words Google Flat Earth were carved into Mount Rubidoux.
How would you feel if I say there's absolutely zero real pictures from space?
Flat Earth theory is actually getting pretty popular.
My children will have to pay for the lies that NASA gives.
The number of people who think the world is flat is growing. Thousands, if not millions of people.
A lie is a lie, even if everybody believes it.
These people live amongst us. I just want to point this out.
What drives such theories? Why are people flocking to this absurd belief?
Everybody's been fed, except now we've got, where's the silly chicken?
Right there.
Oh, having one of Mark's favorites. We're having iced applesauce with our...
It's not. I mean, it was one of my favorites when I was young.
Well, you like it now, too.
All right, so what are we having?
We're having chicken noodle soup, iced applesauce, and some rolls.
Homemade rolls?
Homemade rolls and homemade jam. He's spoiled.
I don't deserve you.
Okay, here we go. So Mark called and said that he was a member of the Flat Earth Society.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, Mark, what are you on to now?
How do you know it's a globe? Well, it's because you saw this. It's not like you've been up there in your Jetsons car. Nobody's got a spaceship. You've been looking at this for 30 years? Yeah, you can throw that away. This is the domed version of the flat Earth model. The South Pole, it's like a 200-foot wall of ice, straight up, Game of Thrones style. And the sun and the moon are just lights in the sky. I love movies, always have. And so I tried to compare it to The Truman Show. You know, the Truman Show was just a giant Hollywood stage 20 miles wide. If you built a stage that was 1,000 miles wide, how many people could you fool besides just Truman? Of course you're gonna have questions. Everybody does, because it's like, okay, how does everything work? Here's a perfect example if you want to see it real quick. So like those buildings in the distance, right out there, that's Seattle. You shouldn't be able to see it. There should be hundreds of feet of curvature between us and them. You should barely be able to see the tops of those buildings. When you're doing the curvature of the Earth, here's what the Earth looks like. And what we're saying is, and of course this is exaggerated, is that if you're here, eventually, if there's an object far enough, you won't be able to see it over here because the curvature of the Earth puts it on the other side of the hill. And you could say, oh, well, it's refraction, or it's atmospheric effects, or it's mirage. It's like, no. Not in every weather condition, not in every light condition. Science is having a problem combating what we're doing. Neil deGrasse Tyson, I hate saying his name, we call him he who shall not be named, says that it's a growing anti-intellectual movement which borders on the end of civilization and democracy as we know it.
The Earth isn't flat. And by the way, this is called gravity.
The reason why we're winning versus science, against science, is science just throws math at us. Whereas we go and say, hey, by the way, there's Seattle. You can see it right now with your camera. That's it. A picture says 1,000 words. I was well versed in just about every conspiracy you can think of. I had heard about every conspiracy. Flat Earth was the last book on the shelf. It was the DVD that somebody gave you for Christmas that you knew you were never gonna open because the title was horrible. It's like How to Make a Poop Sandwich, or Poop Sandwich Volume 3. But when you get bored enough with normal conspiracies, you're looking for something new. There was a certain novelty to it.
I do think that he gets a little off on some of the conspiracies. I don't think that everything is a conspiracy.
Mom's always doing the whole glass half full, and I'll go on and say, well, the glass is probably controlled by some sort of sinister group. There was a German video, the guy was talking about flight paths in the southern hemisphere, how they didn't make sense. And then I stumbled across a video by Matt Boylan, and he was a contract artist for NASA.
I guess this is a photo of the Hubble telescope taking a picture of itself. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And at a high-level NASA party out in the Hamptons, they told him the GPS system doesn't work out in Antarctica because the world is flat.
And they started laughing. And they all started laughing. And my superior had quite a weird smirk on his face. He was watching me to see how I would take all this.
This is what it is. What do you think your first reaction is going to be? It's BS, no way. If you don't make fun of this the first time you see it, there's probably something wrong with you. I became a flat earther because I tried to debunk flat Earth. Everybody that becomes a flat earther does the same thing. They say it's a stupid idea, I'm going to debunk flat Earth, and then they get sucked in like the La Brea tar pits. When it came to this, I looked at it for literally 9 months before I finally turned around. The Jerry Maguire moment that I had, I remember the date, I remember the time, it was February 10th, 2015, 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:30 in the morning to be exact. And I woke up and I said, this is now gonna flip. Once I had my arguments down, I made the series of videos. I tried to be as rational as possible. I did a lot of editing, and I made connections to dots that no one had done before. This is a Reader's Digest version containing many of the interesting parts of the flat Earth theory. The first question is invariably, is this a joke? Because it's a joke, right? And that's where we start, because it's one of our 2 basic childhood facts. 1 + 1 = 2, and the Earth is a globe. When I put the clues out, I partially thought that this whole thing was going to crash and burn, because I thought some guy with a master's in astrophysics or astronomy was going to call me up and say, you forgot to do this math, you forgot to carry the 2. And that's it, you screwed it up, you can shut down your channel now and everyone can go home. The first part of the clue is the utter lack of non-stop flights from anywhere in the southern hemisphere, or in the flat Earth model, the land masses closest to the outer ring. So I spend day after day looking at the Plane Finder global map. I need to watch a few as they cross either the South Pacific or Indian Oceans. For the first 30, 45 days, I was just holding my breath. I wait for an ocean plane. And I wait, and I wait, and I wait some more. Hours pass, days pass, and no red planes to entertain me. And before I even got the first 5 clues out, people started responding to me. Someone said, I want to talk to you about this. In fact, it was a debunker site, a small-time debunker. We went into it, and then he started reviewing the clues, and next thing you know, he was on my side. And then another podcast picked up on him, and then it just started leapfrogging.
And we have Mark Sargent.
Your organization was amazing.
Hi, Mark Sargent.
Hi.
Who better to bring on than our very up-and-coming, quick-rising star, Mark Sargent?
Now I go into chat rooms and people freeze. Mark Sargent's here. So like, come on, just be normal, be cool. I didn't want to wake up and do this. It was something that just seemed to happen. I didn't choose Flat Earth. Flat Earth chose me.
So I spend day after day looking at the Plane Finder global map. I need to watch a few as they cross either the South Pacific or Indian Oceans. I wait for an ocean plane.
I first heard of people thinking that the Earth was flat, in elementary school, but in the context of history. I think it was in the last couple years that I heard that people are still believing this and making a lot of videos on it. So I started watching them because I was curious, and it's something.
Yeah, what's this guy doing? Seems to be going south. Where are you going, buddy? Where are you going, friend? Yeah, where's that coming from, if not the southern hemisphere? This is a very easy test to perform.
I'm not sure when I first heard about flat earthers. It was probably about 5 years or so ago. Probably on the internet, I'm sure.
I saw an article maybe 6 months ago. I found it fascinating, right? Because I'm like, if these people can pull it off, they're probably really, really smart.
First time I ever heard about the flat earthers was, I think, when I was in space last, and I saw the stuff on social media. I can't believe I'm talking about this.
How do flat Earth conspiracies theories make you feel, Leo? You feel positive about them?
I think someone told me maybe that there's still people who believe that the Earth is flat. And so I Googled, and then you find websites and YouTube videos.
879 videos? This man is prolific.
And I was fascinated, and I just jumped right in, and I was probably in that spiral for 3 or 4 hours, and I ended up subscribing to a podcast, a Flat Earth podcast, and listening.
This, like others in the series, is something you can just
riveting. I would watch this for hours.
Yourself.
They're wacky. They're bizarre. But yet they find this audience that believes them, takes them as gospel. There's enough of them, they can't just all be people wandering around with tinfoil hats all the time. These are fairly normal people, at least some of them.
We go in a little sports bar. A bartender runs over, and she goes, "You guys talking about flat Earth?" Yeah, why? And she goes, "High five."
You go into the office. Is someone a flat earther? You go to a restaurant. Is, the person making your food a flat earther? I don't know.
The very next day, I'm flying out, and I'm wearing a I Am Mark Sargent shirt. And you know where they go through the bag screens. This tall black kid, he motions me, like in Fight Club. "You Mark Sargent for real?" I go, "Yeah, why?" And he goes, "I'm not kidding you." He winks at me, and he goes, "That's my name, too." And he hands me the bag without even checking it.
They're everywhere.
Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine. 5 years ago, I started doing this whole brain power program, bouncing balls off hammers, working on my penmanship, working on my memory. Titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, zinc. And about 14 months ago, my brain coach, Michael Lavery, said, "Nathan, you got to look into flat Earth." And then the more I researched it, and then I found out that it's actually the biblical cosmology is a geocentric cosmology. Then I realized why they're hiding the truth. It's because they don't want anyone to know anything. They want people dumb, blind, deaf to the truth, so they can inject you with their vaccines and their public schooling and this heliocentric model, which is basically forced sun worship. Did you know they made up dinosaurs? People in the school system to perpetuate this 6 billion year old Earth. Oh, wait, the math doesn't work out. 14 billion year old Earth.
So I actually ran into a NASA employee at Starbucks, asked him why NASA means deceive in Hebrew. Technically, it's the word nashah, but It sounds so similar.
You hate Americans? Is that it?
Excuse me?
Yeah.
How the hell did you get that?
Well, I just got kicked out of Starbucks for asking NASA employee questions. I ended up getting kicked out of a bunch of Facebook groups, so then I started the group, the official Flat Earth and Globe discussion. It was slow start at first. I just added all my friends and said, hey, talk about Flat Earth. There's no cursing, no insults. That was about 14 months ago, and that's blossomed into 53,000 members. Excuse me, can I ask you a question? Anyone ever told you the Earth is flat? What? I just feel like I have an obligation to tell people you don't live on a spinning ball. I've been telling them for years you didn't come from monkeys. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, I run the largest flat Earth group in the world. We're actually filming a documentary about it, so that's how it's done right there. You want to hear some flat Earth music? Next level, ice cold, flat Earth model on my bezel. We got some good books right here. Firmament, Vaulted Dome of the Earth. George Orwell, 1984, must read. This is Edward Hendry's masterpiece, The Greatest Lie on Earth. I'll just read you a little bit from the table of contents real quick. The first chapter is Samuel Rowbotham proved the Earth is flat. The idea people have of flat earthers is totally wrong. You know, they think they're total idiots and they live in their mom's basement and they believe everything anyone tells them. It's quite the opposite. We test everything. We're all either super successful or doing our own thing. And I've met hundreds of flat earthers and none of them are living in their mom's basement, so.
There are millions of flat earthers. It's a fantastic community. Look what flat earth has inspired. So I was the first one to do a flat earth license plate. Then just a slew of them. Everybody started coming in with them. They started changing up the words. It's flat to flat earth, NASA lies, all that fun stuff. There's Arizona, Arkansas, California. Probably trying to figure that one out yourself, aren't you? I'll give you 10 seconds. Ready?
It's flat. Inside each other.
Perfect. Wow, you're really good. Personalized license plates are not supposed to be negative. But when you look at NASA lies, what do you read? Nasal eyes. Could be a freaking a nose and throat doctor. You don't know. A lot of people realize that if you're a flat earther, you can only date flat earthers once you get into it, because it's too much of a paradigm shift. So there's now flat earth dating sites popping up. Ever since the whole flat earth thing started, I start getting merchandise in the mail. Flat earth paddleball thing with a globe at the end. It's a clever idea, you know, metaphorically. You know. Have you seen this kitty? His name is Research Flat Earth, and like the curvature of the false globe model, he is missing. Every once in a while, someone will send me a book. It is not light reading. Flat Earth watch. I mean, seriously, flat Earth can be put on anything. This is a giant version of the license plate of my car. Flat Earth clock. And of course, this thing right here. That's what makes this community different. Because with every other conspiracy, I'm not going to rattle them off, there's always this dark, sinister, evil. People feel bad about it. This thing really gives people a lot of positive energy, so much enthusiasm, matter of fact, that they make things. I mean, we've got songs.
So we did a little research, and we learned about curvature.
When's the last time somebody made a happy folk song about 9/11?
Greer? Well, I started in broadcasting, if you can call doing YouTube broadcasting, because my father owned a radio station. We've got the jukebox here that was in the lobby of the radio station when I was growing up. It's a 1973 Wurlitzer 1050. It is original, all original, except for the records, the 45s that are in it. Those are all my records. Morrissey, the lead singer for the band The Smiths, is very close to my heart. He was inspiration to me when I was very young. The song Meat is Murder changed me to being vegan. He's not a flat earther, but there's still hope. Oh my gosh, I love cats. I don't know why I love them so much. They're beautiful and delicate and selective. Come on, that's good. I have a bunch of conspiracy books, a little vegan section. I have some books that are written by flat earthers, actually. Le Flat Earth. It's all the varying memes about flat Earth. Zen Garcia, Firmament, Vaulted Dome of the Earth.
When I was first doing the flat Earth stuff, Patricia comes on a podcast. She wasn't making flat Earth videos. She wanted to interview flat Earthers. She was like the flat Earth reporter.
Hello and welcome to Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes. Episode number 15. Episode number 68. Episode number 159. Mark, thanks for being here.
Thank you very much for having me. I could not be more excited about being on this show right now.
We started talking on Skype, and we'd have these marathon conversations, 3 and 4 hours long, and we just talk.
What happened that day in Flat Earth, what had happened during that past week, anything involving any sort of conspiracy. And then I said to him one day, why don't we just do a show? And I jokingly called them The Secret Show.
Where are you? She's late for everything. She's always late.
5 minutes.
5 of your...
Oh, there he is. Hello. Hey. All right, you ready to go?
Ready to go. Keep looking.
Don't save the best stuff for the... save the best stuff for the show. That's what I meant to say.
I know.
Hello and welcome to Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes. This is episode number 174. This is The Secret Show. I'm Patricia Steer, and with me is Mark Sargent. Hello, Mark.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Did you get a chance to see the satellite that went down in Brazil?
Yes, I did see that.
Fascinating.
And it came down on a balloon.
And you say, how do satellites get up there? Balloons. And they laugh at you. It's like, okay, well, here's one. Me to you. Let's just talk. Just you and me, shall we? Let's bring it down.
Bring the lights down low.
Yeah.
When we started doing The Secret Show, and even before that, we had a lot of chemistry.
Within, I think, 2 or 3 weeks, she said, hey, thinking about coming down to Houston, visiting?
Since I was thinking about anyway moving to Seattle, which had nothing to do with him really, might as well go, check it out, and meet up with Mark to see if there's anything there. A go-see, as you might say.
She came up and we spent a weekend talking and comparing notes and just kind of getting to know each other.
It was really great. I want to go again. You start with the mail, and I'll go in live chat and see if anybody's actually listening to this show except us.
Something I think could have developed from that, to the point where we were kind of toying with the idea. She was thinking of buying in Seattle. She was seriously gearing up for this thing.
It ended up that I didn't end up moving there. Things happened in my life with another romantic relationship.
And then she moved to London for a year.
A few red flags I chose to ignore. Now in retrospect, I see that I should have not ignored them.
Something goes wrong and she turns around and hauls all her stuff, moves all her stuff back at an enormous expense. And her cats. You know how much it costs to transfer cats to another country? A lot. I know you love cats, but get different cats.
Bro Sanchez says, y'all make a good couple. Quit playing. LOL.
No. Look, there's a reason why we've done this show as many times as we have.
Exactly. We are a couple of friends.
We do have love for each other. I can't really speak for him, but I do have love for him. I've told him this. It's a love I don't really quite understand. It's not like platonic love, and it's not like romantic love. We're both in a cause together, and that is a kind of love.
Of course, the big news for today is the Flat Earth International Conference.
The community has grown to such a size that not only are we having meetups on pretty much every given weekend in any major city, but now we're doing an international conference, which is in Raleigh, North Carolina in the fall. So I'm going to be doing the keynote speech on the first day.
90% of the flat Earth community are in the closet. But now we're almost to that tipping point because now there's celebrity references and there's mainstream media references.
The sky is the limit. Probably literally.
Ah, I see what you did there.
When Mark said that they were going to have this conference, and I thought, oh, right. And I said, how many are you expecting? Thinking that, 300. Well, shoot. They've already got, 1,000?
There's so many people that are excited. Heck, the VIP thing sold out last night during my show.
I cannot believe how this thing has expanded. If there isn't something to be said